Morning everyone, welcome back to the next instalment in my summaries for you from the book Good to Great by Jim Collins. The links for all of the other videos are available as an attachment to either the email that you're looking at now or the LinkedIn or Facebook posting that I put on. So please feel free to go back and look at anything that's been already said. Today though, we are looking at not just one chapter but two. I know I'm all about giving. I'll break them out into two videos just so they're not too long, and also it gives you time to have a break to just absorb what's been said in the first video before you move on to the second. But they're two very, very important chapters and they go so well together. I couldn't just do one, I had to do them both. So first one is all about now looking more at trying to understand the characteristics of these good to great leaders, but also what we term level 5 leaders. And it doesn't just have to be the leader that can demonstrate those sort of behaviours. So I'm going to expand a little bit more on that today. But I'm going to start with this. The first thing is the big difference between the leaders that took their organisations from good to great or didn't was that they all faced the ugly truth. They didn't try and hide away from any of the information that their teams, their staff, the rest of the organisation was trying to tell them and stick their head in the sand or say, do you know what, I know better than that, I'm not going to listen to you. They all led with questions. They asked, they understood, and they asked some more before they made any decisions. So not only did they ask great questions and actually listen, but then they intended to do something with the answers. Now what that does is that it allows people to contribute, they feel listened to. That has an immediate impact on us as employees within an organisation. We feel empowered, we feel that we're useful, and this is all part of how they don't have to motivate and micromanage their sales force, their teams, their back office forces, whoever they are, because they are asking for their input, they're making them feel valid and they're listening to them, and then they act on it. And how they act on it comes up in chapter 4. So first things first, you get the right people. Yes, you then think about the strategy, but you don't do the strategy, until you've figured out what the deep, dark, dirty secrets are and all the ugliness is out. Let's get the facts out there. Now, there are two ways to look at this. You know, you can be the sort of person that when you know something is going horribly wrong, or there's a big problem within the organisation, or there's some things that really, really need addressing before you can be as amazing as you want to be, is that you can choose to be reactive about it. Well, actually, you can do one thing first. You can choose to ignore it. Then you can choose to be reactive about it, which is, well, it's someone else's fault. It won't happen to us. We can ignore that. Blame it on somebody else. It's the world. It's not my problem. And then you ignore it, which has a negative impact on your ability to be awesome. Or you can do what the good to great leaders did, is that they were very proactive about it. They heard, they listened, they heard some more, and then they decided that they were going to do something about it, and they were going to use it to help them make better decisions. So they also, the people that work with them, so these people that got on the bus or they kept on the bus with them, had this mindset as well. This wasn't a bunch of people that went, oh yeah, it's terrible and there's nothing we can do about it. It's the government, it's this legislation, whatever it is. They all said, no, this is how it is, but we're excited that now we've talked about it, we can do something about it and we can put it right. So they face it, they deal with it in a positive way, they accept it, they don't hide from it, and then they use that as their basis for making good decisions. Some important things to remember here are that as the leaders of these organisations are asking these questions, there's a few things that need to be there already. One of them, the biggest thing, is trust. If you don't have a high level of trust within your organisation, if you've never listened to the people that work with you before, if you've always come in as this charismatic leader going, hey, I know it all, and do just follow me, everyone. Everyone goes, okay, yeah, you're great, you're great. You will not be able to immediately get the answers that you're looking for. So you're going to have to do a bit of work before that to lower the impact of your own charisma and your own ego drive and let people see that there is a human being under there that actually doesn't know it all and is open to listening to the people and doing it with people, not in spite of people. So make sure you've got the right environment to ask the questions. The other thing to really be conscious of is not to blame anybody. It can be quite difficult to hear the negative things that are happening within your teams, your organisations, within your world at work. And it can be quite a natural reaction to start blaming. So, well, it's not my fault, it's their fault. We don't want a blame culture. Blame doesn't help build trust, which means you can't ask good questions and get good answers because people just won't take it. They won't be brave enough to share with you. So take away the blame, see it as fascinating. Everything is fascinating, whatever you hear. No one's to blame, it is what it is. If there is a problem, you'll learn to deal with it and you'll do it differently next time, but don't blame people. So that's the end of chapter 3. There are some ugly truths out there. We need to be proactive in how we first of all find out about them, listen to them, and then act on them in a very positive way, accepting them, but having absolute faith in what we believe is possible is on the other side of it. It's just we've got to find a roadmap through to get there. Get rid of those people that are constantly moaning and blaming other people. They're not the ones that are going to help you get to where you need to be. And when you do all of that, you can start to make lots more really, really good decisions. The big defining factor between the good to great companies in this chapter is they made more better decisions than the comparison companies because they did all of this. So that's chapter 3 for you. Chapter 4 will be on its way very, very shortly. Thanks for tuning in, listening, and I hope you're finding this useful. And I will speak to you again very, very shortly in the next video.